So I flat out rejected my head teacher's offer for me to get into the sixth form and stay at my secondary school. Biggest mistake of my life. Assalamualaikum Warahmatullahi Wabaraktuh. So, welcome to the channel. This is the first video, and I'm Arnold, by the way. Assalamualaikum. So today's video will be on choosing the sixth form and actually the different paths you can take to get into that sixth form. So to start off, a bit about myself, I kind of went from a very unorthodox and untraditional route into sixth form, and by the will of Allah, alhamdulillah, I managed to get into LAE Stratford. And from then I'm going to talk to you about the journey I took, and then I'm going to give examples on the different criteria and different selection processes you should take on your sixth form. So without further ado, let's not waste time, I'll get into it. Okay, so to start off, year 11 times. So I'm from East London, and we have this like trinity of schools that are like the top 3 best schools. We have NCS, LAE, and Brampton. So I was kind of prioritizing Brampton and NCS because I thought, LAE is like the middle brother. You forget about him. But I thought as long as I meet the entry requirements of like 7s, 6s, 8s, blah 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 blah. As long as I meet the entry requirements, I'm guaranteed to get in on the results day. Biggest lie I ever thought of, in my whole life. Entry requirements. This is the same for all academics. College, university, whatever. Entry requirements. Whilst yes, you may meet the entry requirements, schools are still going to prioritize people of academic potential, academic priority, where they go from the top down list of grades. So for example, if a school is all 7s for grade requirements, a student who has all 9s, they're going to prioritize them more compared to someone who got all 7s as a part of academic potential. So biggest fallacy, biggest lie number 1, don't think that as long as you meet the entry requirements you're going to get in, because trust me, that is a big lie. Number 2, GCSE Results day. I open up my GCSE result sheets and I see 3 9s, 3 8s, 2 7s, 1 5. 9 in maths, 9 in biology, 9 in chemistry, 8 in economics, 8 in English literature, and 8 in physics, and a 7 in geography, a 7 in English language, and a 5 in French. If you're worrying about a language, trust me, schools do not care. As long as you don't fail, then schools do not care, trust me. Okay, so after I see my GCSE results and I meet the entry requirements for NCS and Brampton, I thought, yeah, guaranteed, khalas, I'm gonna get into Brampton and NCS. But during my GCSE results day, I committed the biggest mistake I've ever made. My secondary school, sixth form, was doing their induction day. Now, ordinarily, a normal and sane person would go and be like, okay, that's a safe option, I might as well apply there, and then I can say no if I get into another school. No, I did not do that. So I go up to my head teacher and show her my GCSE results sheet, and I'm like, hey miss Cross, I ain't going to your sixth form no more, I ain't going to your school no more. So I flat out rejected my head teacher's offer for me to get into the sixth form and stay at my secondary school. Biggest mistake of my life. Now, another thing you should do, if your sixth form or your secondary school gives you the offer to stay at sixth form or the college, please, by Allah, stay. Accept the offer. Even if you get into another college, just accept the offer to be safe, because trust me, if you do not get into the other school that you desire to get into, khalas, your life is finished, because where are you going to go to sixth form? Where are you going to go to college? So don't be like me, who rejected their head teacher's offer of going and staying at the secondary school for sixth form. Do not be like me, please. So then, after the biggest rejection of 2023, I then decided to go home. I thought, I'm not gonna see my secondary school people no more, bond them, they didn't like me anyway. You know how it goes. So I thought, yeah, NCS Brampton. I wait a week. Oh, it seems that NCS aired me. I waited another week. Brampton didn't give me the offer I wanted. They offered me arts, humanities, not what I wanted. I'm a STEM guy, but I didn't get the offer I wanted at Brampton or NCS. So if Brampton eliminated me, NCS aired me, and I eliminated my secondary school, where am I going to go for college? Now, that was the situation I was in, and I thought, yeah, I'm finished. I'm cooked. I'm severely cooked. So I continuously made dua. If you're in that situation where, this can apply to anywhere in life, if you're in that situation where you're lost, you're in despair, you need a way out, just make dua. Pray to Allah. Just continue praying, have sincere conviction that your dua and your prayers will be answered for whatever you wish for, it will be answered, as long as you have that sincere intention. So those were like one of the most stressful times for my family. They weren't stressful for me because I'm just a clown, but they were stressful for my family. Dad was running down the stairs, mum was shouting at me, screaming at me, my big sister calling me an idiot. It was a stressful time for the family, not for me, because I already knew I'm an idiot. I already knew this sort of thing would have happened. So after that, I got the idea of emailing different sixth forms to ask if, okay, do you have any available space? Here are my GCSE results. I might show a picture up here of like who I emailed and what I emailed and what kind of structure I emailed in. And I just emailed around random schools like UCL college, like not the university, but there's actually a sixth form dedicated or funded by UCL, which is weird. I didn't even know that. I also applied to ICS, Westminster City School, and Harris Westminster, and I thought, yeah. I got the acceptance offer, but it's just about do I really want to go there or not. And I then applied to my secondary school again. The secondary school I rejected them, and I'll show the email up on here. They accepted me with glad tidings. They said, come Arno, please come back. And I was like, I'm so grateful. Thank you so much. I accepted the offer. Things are going well, going smoothly. I need to have a sixth form and education to go to. But then I thought, what if Allah could bless me? What if I could get into the middle brother I completely forgot about, which is LAE? I then decided to email LAE. Email should be up on the screen. But then I decided to email LAE with the same kind of like email. And luckily enough, they emailed back within like 24 hours or 48 hours. And bear in mind that everyone who applied to got in, like it was just finished, finalized, done. Like no one else can get in. But I emailed them in that moment of I had no education, I had no sixth form of college to go to. I emailed them and I managed to get into a top 3 school. A top 3 school in my area of London, in East London. Imagine that. If I rejected my own sixth form and didn't get into any sixth form, but I managed to email a top 3 school in the area and I still managed to get in, compared to so many people who applied to LAE and got into my year, who got all 9s and are like, Allahumma barak, they're exceptionally academically capable. And then you have me, this goofball who managed to get in. If I can get in, this is a testament to anyone. I bear witness that anyone can get into anywhere they want to get into. Trust me, if I, a clown, went into the top 3 school in the borough and I got to LE by just an email, a single email, and I managed to get in, you can do whatever as well. Because it doesn't matter of, the consistency or whatever. It just matters if you put the effort in, and if you just take that chance and take that opportunity and take that step to actually get to where you want to get into. The decision is yours. If you fail, you fail, but if you win, you win. Say alhamdulillah for that. Another thing I want to say is that take options, because sometimes people may switch out during the first week of school or college where they're like, okay, I may not like it, I might switch to another school. People are going to switch out after the first day or the first week. That is the perfect opportunity to email different schools. Why? Because spaces will open up. People are switching, people are moving out, and you have the time to move in. So I highly recommend, if you were in my position, hopefully not by the actions I can do, but if you were in my position, please, trust me, try email whatever school or college you want to get into in your area, and I swear, if there's even a smallest or teeniest, tiniest, chance that you get in, you might get in, because people are leaving. You have that window of opportunity. It's up to you whether you want to take that or just leave it. Once I got accepted into LE, they emailed me, come in tomorrow, immediately. Major drag, I didn't even apply for school at that point, but they emailed me, come in tomorrow and pay a £50 deposit, you get in, blah 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 blah. Bear in mind that everyone already started school. Everyone finished their first day on Friday, so that's the first day of school, and next week Monday was when I joined. So in that moment I thought, okay, friend groups may have already formed, I might not be able to speak to anyone, communicate with anyone, chat to anyone, talking stages are long in that way. But I thought, yeah, I'm probably going to be isolated. But trust me, I wasn't, because people are still getting adjusted in that moment, and they're still in that state of just getting adjusted to sixth form and college and the environment. So if you're worried or concerned about making new friends, let's say you move to a new sixth form or college where it's not your secondary school anymore, trust me, it'll be so easy to actually be able to make new friends, because everyone's in the same state as you. Everyone is still in that same state of, okay, who do I talk to? So if you're feeling like lonely or left out, everyone's feeling the same way. It's just take that first step and, get that convo going. That's it. Also, another major thing. So during secondary school, I was used to traveling 1 hour to and from school, because I live in some bookie area down east. So it took me an hour to get to like secondary school to and from. Now, I'm saying this potentially if you live far away from school, but you need to also think about, whilst the school might be good, is this also a healthy lifestyle option? Because for me, I travel an hour, 15, 30 every day to and from sixth form. So if you're someone who may not be able to get adjusted, or you may not think it'll be healthy for you, I'd also suggest factoring that into your consideration, because sometimes sixth form can be severely draining, or sometimes it'll just be an easy day. So I'd also factor in travel to your sixth form as well, whether or not it's going to be plus an hour, less than an hour, the different modes of transports, train strikes, potential train strikes. I'd factor that in as well, because they can either be a huge L if you manage to get late, or it might be a good thing because you're able to get there on time and easily. So factor that in as well. Also, I'm not going to say you should prioritize this now or think about this now, but also think about the different career paths or options you may choose at that point, because I'll be so real, once you get into, let's say, 6 months or 6 months, once you reach that January phase, in LAE you're allowed to drop your subjects, but I'd say that think heavily on what subjects you want to carry on in sixth form, because you may not be able to change them after, let's say, January or after your mocks, because there's no more space, you can't switch around anymore, it will be too hard. So I'd say try to start thinking about the different options, and if you, let's say, I don't know, go to like a school like mine, and you think, oh, so good, make sure you actually prioritize what do you actually want to do, what do you actually want to study, because some of the schools you may want to apply to, they may not offer that subject. So I'd say number one, heavily prioritize your own personal interests and what you actually want to do with your education, more than where you want to go to education, because at the end of the day, it's just your hard work that gets put in. Maybe like teaching quality, that factors in as well, but at the end of the day, you're the one who's independently learning and getting those results and getting into where you want to be, not the school, it's you. So I'd say factor in your own personal interests, and then maybe secondly or secondhand, factor in where you want to go for education, if it's like good teaching or not, good extracurriculars or not. So that's another thing to factor in. Also, another major thing, try to get into contact with, anyone who went to the sixth form you want to go to, because food, canteen food, social life, life at school, get as much information you can as possible. Some schools, I'm not gonna name them. Some schools don't allow their students to actually go outside. Some even force them to stay outside and they can't go back inside school. Some people don't even have a place to eat lunch. Imagine that. So I'd say factor in school life and try to ask around different students who go to the school you want to go to, like how the canteen food is like, if they even have a canteen, NCS, and actually see if it's affordable or not, because sometimes canteen prices may be a bit too high, or sometimes like it may be free school meals, but what if there's a school that doesn't have a canteen that serves free school meals? You also need to factor that in as well. And I would also believe that think about the different options of where to go outside, if it's like local to any shops or corner shops so you can get a quick drink during break. So I'd also say factor student life in 100%. Also, another thing, depending on what kind of school you go to, if it's like a comparative NICU school like mine, or if you go to like a calmer school, it depends. But I'd also say try to get on top of independent revision or independent studying, because A levels can get really tough depending on your subject. I mean, if you're a waffler, or if you're able to waffle, then humanities you're calm. I don't actually do humanities, so I don't actually know. But if you're choosing a subject, make sure to actually go on and just pre-read a little bit. Don't be like one of those neeks that raise their hands in English. Don't be like that. Just pre-read a little bit, because trust me, it will help a lot in lessons, because you're able to actually retain knowledge and also build upon the knowledge you learned yourself, because at the end of the day, you're the only person who knows how to teach best to you. So I'd say pre-read a little tiny bit and then just learn a lot more in depth in lessons. And that way I feel like you'd best prioritize your own learning, because some teachers, you may have some good teachers and not so good teachers. So I say start pre-reading, or start just reading over little, tiny bits of content. But trust me, don't waste your life going through the whole entire content during your holidays and come on, bro, live your life. One big major thing. So when you're applying to university, you undergo a UCAS application. That's like your kind of university application. And on there's this thing for the personal statement where you just write a little 4,000 characters about yourself and the different things you partook in. But there's one thing which is supercurriculars or extracurriculars. So extracurriculars are things you did outside of school. Supercurriculars are things that are related to your chosen future pathway. Like, let's say for me, I'm trying to do medicine. So my extracurriculars would be like work experience at a GP or whatever. So supercurriculars are things that are related to your subject. And I'm going to say this now, personal statements, bro, longest thing if you don't have supercurriculars. So I'd say try to find a school that can offer a large variety and different options of work experience. So for example, my school, we use Unifrog, and that just sends out dozens of options of supercurriculars and extracurriculars. So I say try find schools that are able to dish out those, because trust me, they're super useful. And also make sure to do your extracurriculars during year 12, because you're not going to find time to do it anywhere else. Another thing is that if you're moving from your secondary school into a different sixth form, if you're still feeling that kind of FOMO of I'm going to miss out on my friends, my boys back home, trust me, over time, it'll kind of just evaporate, because unless you're really close knit, hopefully you are, but if not, it's gonna kind of evaporate, because you're not going to be able to talk or speak to them frequently or as frequently as you used to. So over time, if you feel that FOMO of I'm gonna miss out, blah blah blah, at the end of the day, it's life. You move on, and people will move on, and it might be something you may be sad at or happy at, it depends, but don't let that factor into your decision of choosing a sixth form or college, because it's not going to make a difference either way. Also, another major point, try to look into the culture at your school, whether it's diverse or whether it's, not so diverse. But try to look into that, because it can also affect your mood during school at times if you don't have this area where you feel comfortable in, because that can also affect you during sixth form. So I'd also say try to look at the diversity, the culture in your school, where if not, it reflects with your own ideals. And I'd also try to say, if you're in that position where, hopefully not, but if you're in that position where you feel uncomfortable, I'd always say just try stick with it. I'm not saying thug it out, yeah? I'm just saying try just stick with it and bear through it, because it's only 2 years at the end of the day. You're only going to meet these people for 2 years, and then after that you're off at uni, apprenticeship, whatever. You're not going to see these people again. Maybe, but most likely not. So I'd say if you do end up in a situation, at least you had a sixth former like me at one point. But just try, do your best, keep your head down, maybe make friends at other schools, and trust me, life will get better. Life will not always stay down. It can go up and down. It's fluctuating. So it's up to you if you want to enjoy those moments, the happiest, or just wallow in sadness. It's up to you. But hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully I managed to describe and explain a few things. And if you have any questions, leave them down in the comments. If you're watching this on TikTok, leave them down in the comments. I hope you subscribe, follow, like, share, whatever. Hopefully this is useful to you. And yeah, jazakallah khairan for watching this. And Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.